Hey guys, ECRG here, back with another episode. Today I've got a very exciting episode for you because I'm doing a screen share, as you can see. And today we're going to be talking about the UNCW clinical research program that they got, particularly the undergraduate one. They've also got some graduate level programs and a post-bac program that we're going to see on their website today, but this one is going to be specifically geared toward their undergraduate program. And these are something that you're seeing more and more colleges and universities kind of roll out because of the clinical research industry's demand for more and more clinical research talent. You've heard it all before. CRAs, project managers, data managers, like literally anybody in clinical research field, there is a high demand for clinical research professionals. So you're starting to see more and more colleges kind of roll this out. And you're going to be seeing a lot of colleges, specifically in North Carolina and Boston, and those hubs of the clinical research industry, kind of roll these out and start there, because why would you not? Industry leaders in that space are definitely wanting the colleges to kind of pick up the slack and kind of get people more interested in the clinical research field. And this is something, I went to school and they did not have a clinical research program. I didn't know anything about clinical research in school. Until years later, after graduating from university, I kind of heard about the clinical research industry and wanted to make that change. So let's go ahead and get started there. So UNCW clinical research. Let's see what they've got. Here we go. The school at UNCW. So how I even heard about this was I saw an ad, I think it was on YouTube, for this program, and I was like, let me review it and make people aware of this program. So if you're interested in clinical research, maybe you're a high schooler looking at schools to go to, maybe you're middle school kind of thinking about schools and you happen across this video. I don't think any one of my followers or listeners are middle schoolers, but you never know. But so far, let's kind of just look at it. So it's the School of Nursing. They have a clinical research BS. School of Nursing at UNCW offers a nationally ranked clinical research program. Now, I think that's just something they say. I'm not really sure what the rankings are, but I know there are not many clinical research BS degrees, so I don't really know if that is really even saying anything. This major offers students the opportunity to gain specialized education, training, and experience in the exciting field of clinical research. Clinical research is the process by which new therapies, blah, 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 are tested in clinical studies prior to approval. Clinical research also includes the study of products after approval once they are on the market, particularly for rare or unexpected adverse events. Students in the clinical research program gain a broad-based understanding of the science, regulatory, business aspects of developing new therapies to treat illness and improve quality of life. Our program is situated in a vibrant clinical research industry here in Wilmington, providing ample opportunities for students to gain hands-on experience through internships. FUSE-CR, which is the Center for Clinical Research Workforce Development, was recently developed to fuse the ties between academia and industry, which benefits our students in their readiness for the workplace. So actually, before I continue on, Wilmington does actually have a pretty good CRO presence. I know, I know Syneos Health has an office there. There's one CRO that's actually headquartered there. I'm trying to think of it. I don't remember who it is. It might be PPD. I don't know. I'm not going to speculate. But I know there's one CRO that I'm thinking of that is headquartered there. And then there was a German CRO that I did a video on that also moved one of their headquarters to Wilmington. So Wilmington is actually a good place and well situated for clinical research, and is becoming its own little mini hub. For companies that do not want to come to the Research Triangle in Raleigh-Durham, North Carolina, to do clinical research, they're going to Wilmington. And who doesn't love the beach? I mean, Wilmington's right there on the beach. So good place to go if you're a student, good place to go if you're interested in clinical research. So let's further on. Upon completion, graduates are prepared to participate in the science and business of developing healthcare products, such as drugs, biologics, and biomedical devices, with emphasis on pre-approval human clinical trials and post-marketing safety studies. Our alum are employed in a variety of settings, such as pharmaceutical, biotech, patient device companies, contract research organizations, clinical settings, and government agencies. So that's just the broad overview of the program. It doesn't really get much into detail about what you're going to be doing. There's going to be more links for that in the future. But as far as pursuing a degree in clinical research, this is a very kind of specific degree. So if you're kind of on the fence about it, maybe you're better off taking a class and kind of understanding what the clinical research field is about and not really majoring in it. The major of clinical research is not necessary to get into the field. Once again, I was a psychology major. I know people that were not even science majors who are in the clinical research field. Most people just kind of just happened into the field. So this is not something that's mandatory. If you know 100% sure, which most people do not know when they're in college, 100% sure what they want to do. But if you are, then maybe this is something you could consider. I probably would recommend against it. I'd recommend definitely taking a couple courses if you could, but recommend against being such a specific major because you never know where you're going to be in later in life. You may end up working in the industry and end up hating it, so you want something else, but your degree is so specific where it doesn't really apply to anything else other than the clinical research field. So look, I might recommend something more along the lines of like a biology or a psychology, because then that's more applicable to other things other than just clinical research. But it's good that they have this program because you can get some experience early on and get some education early on about clinical research. So that's kind of why I'm reviewing this. And of course, it's always about choices and options. It's better to have the options than not. So look, you can go on here and see the deadlines. I just clicked on the admissions link so far. They've got the application for fall 2019, opens January 7th, 2019, with the priority deadline being February 15th, and the secondary deadline being March 22nd. So you can kind of see that. See what other program information they've got. You'll see a study/course sequence. So this is interesting. So you got general psychology, which is great. Cell biology, university studies for your first year. Spring, you get chemistry. Electives. University studies and electives. Okay. Then math. That looks like math, right? Oh, okay. Then they've got the electives down here. You can do chemistry, health economics, principles of leadership, writing about sciences, intro to gerontology, epidemiology, principles of marketing. So those are the type of things you can do. You can do a bunch of psychology. Wow, brain and behavior, drugs and behavior, psychometrics, statistical programming, data mining and applications. So you get some good stuff. But typically, first year, as a lot of you guys know in college, you're doing just general stuff. It really doesn't get interesting until the third and fourth year. So that's what it seems like here. Second year, you're doing more like basics, bio, microbiology, human, anatomy and physiology, it looks like in your second year. Then some statistics, and then you get some electives. Third year, this is where you get good. You get the basics of clinical research. So that'd be good for a lot of people that aren't sure, 100% sure if they're interested in clinical research. That'd be a good class for you. So third year, you get that. You get clinical research, writing, and communication, which I'm not sure what you're going to be learning in there. I think for me, the best writing and communication you could learn is how to send a damn email, because you send a lot of emails in clinical research, and that's something that's not really talked about. In a lot of those writing courses, all they teach you is how to write those stupid papers that no one ever writes. Okay, you don't write any of those stupid papers in your professional career after that. Something good may be writing a grant. You may write one, most likely not. But emails, they should spend a lot of time on how to write an email. So you get medical terminology and clinical ed points. You get bioethics course. Once again, you get some more electives. Clinical research study and site management, fund product development, and pharmacotherapeutics. So that sounds pretty good. Once again, you don't need any of this to actually work in the clinical research industry. You can come with zero experience. You can come with zero background education. Of course, these courses are going to be very, very helpful. I'm sure the basics of clinical research, definitely the medical terminology, study and site management. I mean, these are all going to be helpful if you're interested in clinical research. There's no doubt about it. But it is not necessary. It's definitely going to help, but it's not necessary. Regulatory affairs is another course you're going to take in your 4th year. Managing clinical trials, data management, senior internship 2. So that's good. Now let's go back to the other page. You kind of see what you're being taking there. But one thing I always stress on this channel is experience, clinical research experience. So one of the things they do have at this program is you're required to take an internship. So let's see what more information they've got here. So under there, they say, while enrolled in the program, students will gain practical experience their senior year through a 2-part internship course. Students work with the clinical research internship coordinator to locate an acceptable clinical research site based on interest and location to complete the internship. Students gain invaluable hands-on experience in the clinical research field, preparing each student for the workforce. Upon graduation, many students secure full-time employment at their internship site. So I always talk about in these episodes that the most important thing is clinical research experience. It doesn't matter your degree, doesn't matter if you're a PhD, doesn't matter if you're a DO, MD, master's in public health, master's in clinical research, whatever. It does not matter. The most important thing you can get is clinical research experience. So it's great that they have this internship experience built into the program. That is probably the most important thing you're going to get from this program is the actual experience, because that's what's going to get you a job. That's what's going to get your foot in the door in the clinical research industry. And one of the best ways to get your foot in the door is through an internship, as they said here. So don't rely, if you go to a program like this, don't rely on that internship experience that they're giving you, because you're going to have summers, you're going to have 4 summers three summers as a student. After your freshman year, after your sophomore year, after your junior year. But after you graduate, you're into the working world. So you're going to have 3 summers. Use those summers wisely. At least do an internship on your own. Get an internship on your own in clinical research. And that would be great to really seal the deal for a job, is to get an internship on your own, maybe after your sophomore year. And then after your junior year, or I guess through your senior year, use that same internship and work for that company. And then they're pretty much going to offer you a job. It's all but guaranteed after you've done that, after you work for them twice. So that's what I would recommend. But that's definitely good that they have an internship here. I wouldn't major in it unless they did have that. That's definitely something you've got to really take into consideration. So look, they got a Student Association of Clinical Research, and the ACRP, I'm sure, reaches out. That's the Association of Clinical Research Professionals. And actually, by the way, I am going to the ACRP this year, so I'll probably do some episodes on that also. So, I mean, they got a bunch of other links on it too. We can see the faculty. You want to make sure that the faculty are people that have actually worked in the industry, that aren't just, people. So yeah, Linda Pugh, Nancy Ahern. I don't know any of these people. But you definitely want to make sure that people have worked in the industry before. I'm sure they've got some people. It looks like all these people are PhDs. Oh, here we go. We've got the clinical research folks. So she's an RN. I'm sure she was a study coordinator before or something. PhD, MPH. She's got a lot of degrees behind her name. I don't see anybody with a CCRP though, or a CCRA. I don't see anybody like that. But we're not gonna go through all those faculty. But guys, I mean, this seems like a pretty solid program. So, you don't need a bachelor's degree to get into clinical research, but it makes it a lot easier. That's definitely something that I would definitely recommend. If you have the choice, this is not something you want to tackle without a bachelor's degree. Once again, it's possible. I know a CRA that has an associate's degree, but it's not very common, and it's going to be a lot harder for you to break in. Let's see. I thought they had some more scholarship opportunities there. UNCW is a public school, so they do have scholarships available, and you're going to get the in-state tuition, and public schools are usually cheaper than private school. So there's that. They talked about this. Oh, they have an interview too. Admissions application. So yeah, I'm not really going to go into all the generics, how to get into UNCW stuff. That's not really what the idea behind this is. But they do have the curriculum plan, clinical research methodologies, including protocols and regulatory compliance, data collection, analysis, and synthesis derived from human-oriented research ethics. That's just generic stuff. I'm not reading that. So, guys, I think this is overall a solid program. Definitely something to consider because, look, clinical research is hard to get into. It's hard to get your foot in the door, but once you do, it's amazing. Definitely having a degree could be helpful for your career in clinical research. Having a degree in clinical research. It's not mandatory, once like I said before, especially, if you go to a school like UNCW, it's nice to know that they do have a clinical research department that you could definitely help out with. I'm sure they would help you get internships if you're interested in going into clinical research. And of course, they have relationships with those CROs and other companies in the area, in the UNCW area, that are going to be beneficial for you as your clinical research career unfolds. So this is definitely something to consider. I wanted to review it. On some of my other episodes, people have commented saying that I think it was the Georgetown program, the study coordinator program, that it wasn't worth it. It wasn't good. So I wanted them to kind of expand more, and they never did. So if you know anything about the UNCW program, please reach out to me, eliteclinicalgroup@gmail.com. I'll provide that underneath this video when it's on YouTube. Of course, you can comment down below if you know anything about this program or know anyone who has gone through the program. Please put your reviews underneath there in the comments. Help out everyone listening to this, because I really just wanted to show this as an opportunity and an option for people that want to get into the field, that maybe haven't gone to college yet. This is not something that you'd want to go back to school for and get this degree. Do not do that. But if you're looking at UNCW, or if you're looking at schools to attend, and you want a place with a big focus on clinical research, this is an option. So, as always, guys, if you're interested in any resume help, if you're interested in any, even with the application to this, any resume help or interview prep for clinical research, I can help you there. Email me eliteclinicalgroup@gmail.com. All right, take care, guys.